Good morning, dear students. My name is Ferhan Mazher, and today we are studying the subject Cambridge O Levels D Maths 4024. We are working on the syllabus, and today we are going to study from the book D2. The name of the book is New Syllabus Mathematics, 7th edition, book 2. So we are going to start an exercise 5B, and this is the first video on this exercise. And this exercise has story sums. It has word problems which are related with the quadratic equations. So we will have real life, real world context problems which are related to quadratic equations. To solve them, we will use the quadratic equations. So the name of the chapter is Quadratic Equations and the Graph. This is chapter number 5 from the big book D2. And this is the first video on this exercise, which has story sums. So let's see how many questions we can do in this session, in this video. So let's start today's work. Okay, so here we go. So the exercise 5B from the book D2, New Syllabus Mathematics 7th edition, story sums which are related with the quadratic equation. Okay, he says the sum of a whole number and twice the square of the number is 10. Find the number. So suppose that number is x, and he said that twice the square of the number, so 2x square, and the sum of the whole number, 2x squared plus x equals to 10. So this is the story. So we will make this equation and we will try to solve it. So they said let the number is x. And so according to the situation, he says 2 times the square of the number and the number itself, the sum of them is 10. So 2x squared plus x is equals to 10. So you will have 2x squared plus x minus 10 equals to 0. So I brought the 10 to the other side. So you will have 2x squared. So multiply extreme terms, you will get 20. So write the factors of the 20. So the factors of 20 are 1 into 20, 2 into 10, minus 4 into 5. So with the third term, you have a negative sign. So we will choose that pair which by subtraction will give you 1. So 5 and 4, that is the pair. Because you want positive 1, so with the larger number, I will write plus sign. And with the smaller number, I will write minus sign. So we will have 2x squared minus 4x plus 5 minus 10 equals to 0. Then from the first two terms, you can see 2x is common. And in the bracket, you are left with the x minus 2. From the last two terms, 5 is common. So from here, you are left with the x minus 2 in the bracket. From this term and this term, this x minus 2 bracket is common. So we will take that bracket common, and then we have in the other bracket, you will have 2x plus 5. And you know, there are two brackets, they are multiplying with each other, and their product is 0. So either the first bracket is 0 or the second bracket is 0. So we will make x minus 2 equals to 0. So x will be equals to 2. And in the same way, we will make 2x plus 5 equals to 0. So 2x will be equals to minus 5. So x will be equals to minus 5 by 2. So because that number was a whole number, so this fraction will be neglected. So the x is 2. So the number is 2. So whole number, that said that is a whole number. Okay. So let me show you the whole question. Okay, now the whole question is showing up on your screen. That's the first question of this exercise, and I hope you have understood the story. So you can pause the video and you can take your time with this question. Okay, so we are going to the next question. The next question is question number 2. He says, if 4 times a whole number is subtracted from 3 times the square of the number, the result 15 is obtained. Find the number. Suppose that number is x. So then he says 3 times the square of the number from it, 3x square. From it, you have to subtract the 4 times the whole number. So 3x square minus 4x, and that is equals to 15. So this is how you will make that equation according to that story which they gave. Okay. So let the number is x. So he said 3 times the square of the number. From it, you have to subtract the 4 times of that number, and the answer will be 15. So you will have 3x square minus 4x equals to 15. We have supposed that the number is x. So, so you will have 3x square minus 4x minus 15 equals to 0. So multiply the extreme terms. 3x square will multiply with the minus 15 gives you 45x square. So write the factors of the 45 there. 1 into 45, 3 into 15, 5 into 9. So because with the third term you have negative sign, so this is the negative sign. So I will choose that pair which by subtraction will give me minus 4. So 9 and 5, that's the pair. Because you want minus 4, so with the larger number we will put minus sign, and with the smaller number we will put positive sign. So it will become 3x squared plus 5x minus 9x minus 15 equals to 0. So from the first two terms, you can see the x is common. So in the bracket, you are left with the 3x plus 5. And from the last two terms, minus 3 is common. So I will take that minus 3 common. So in the bracket, you are left with the 3x plus 5. So now from this term and this term, 3x plus 5 bracket is common. From here you will have x. From here you will have minus 5. In that minus 3, sorry, in this bracket, and that's equal to 0. So now these two brackets, they are multiplying with each other, and the answer is 0. So either the first bracket is 0 or the second bracket is 0. So we will make that 3x plus 5 equals to 0. So you will have 3x equals to minus 5. So x will be equals to minus 5 by 3. So, and the other bracket was x minus 3 equals to 0. So we will make it equals to 0. So x will be equals to 3. So minus 5 by 3 just neglected, because in the story sum he said, in the statement of the question he said that x is a whole number. So minus 5 by 3 will be neglected. So the x value is 3. It means that that number is 3. So this is how you do this question. Let me show you. Let me reduce the size. Okay. Now you can see the question number 2. The whole question is showing up on your screen, and you can pause the video and you can take your time to do this question. Okay, so we are going to the next question. The next question is question number 3. He says, 2 consecutive positive numbers are such that the sum of their squares is 113. Find the 2 numbers. So they are talking about consecutive numbers. Consecutive numbers are, if you suppose that the first consecutive number is x, the next consecutive number will be x plus 1. Like if you suppose 4, so the consecutive number is 5. So if the first one is x, the next one will be x plus 1. So he says 2 consecutive positive numbers are such that the sum of their squares. So if you will add their squares together, the sum will be 113. Okay, so let's go to question number 3. So suppose that the first number is x, the next number will be x plus 1, because they are consecutive numbers. So he says the sum of their squares. So square of the first number plus square of the second number is, and you add them, and that is equals to 113. So now we will open them. So this is x square. This will be opened by the formula a plus b whole square. Square of the first term plus 2 into first term into second term plus square of the second term. So we will have x square plus 2x, 2 into x into 1 plus 1 square is equals to 113. So this will become, x square plus 2x plus 1 Bring that 113 to the other side. So you will have 2x square plus 2x minus 112 equals to 0. So you can take the 2 common from the 3 terms because they all have 2 in them. So they can be 2 can be common. So we have taken 2 common. So inside the bracket, you are left with the x square plus x minus 56 equals to 0. So this 2 will go to the other side. It will divide there. And when it will divide there, so what will happen? So when it will divide there, so this 2 will go to the other side and it will divide there. And now you can see, sorry, where we go. Okay, here we are. So we will have x squared plus x minus 56 equals to 0. So multiply the extreme terms, you get 56. So we will factorize 56. The pair factors of the 56 are 1 into 56, 2 into 28, and 4 into 14, and minus 7 into 8. So with the third term, you have the negative sign. So I will choose that pair, which by subtraction will give me 1. So 7 and 8 is that pair. So because you want plus 1, so with the larger number, I will put the positive sign, and with the smaller number, we will put the negative sign. So you can see here, you can see I have written that, you know, here you can see that we have written, so here we get x squared minus 7x plus 8x minus 56. So from the first 2 terms, you can take x common. So in the bracket, you will have x minus 7. In the last 2 terms, you can see the plus 8 is common. So in the bracket, you are left with x minus 7. So there are 2 terms now, and in those 2 terms, x minus 7 is common. So take it common. So you are left with the x plus 8 in the other bracket. So now you have 2 brackets which are multiplying with each other, and their product is 0. So it means that either the first bracket is 0 or the second bracket is 0. So we will make them both equals to 0. So x minus 7 is equals to 0. So x will be 7. X plus 8 is equals to 0. So x will be equals to minus 8. So we will neglect the negative number. So we will take the positive number. So it means the first number we supposed was x. So it will be 7. The second number we supposed is x plus 1. So it will be 7 plus 1. So it will be 8. So the 2 numbers are 7 and 8. And you can see that, let me reduce the size and show you the whole question. Okay. Okay, now, yeah, now the whole question is showing up on your screen, and you can pause the video and you can take your time. Okay, so we are going to the next question. The next question is question number 4. He says the difference between 2 positive numbers is 7. So if the one number is x, the other number can be, if the smaller number is x, then the the larger number will be x plus 7. And if you suppose that x is the larger number, then the second number can be x minus 7. It can be done with both the ways. So I'm supposing that the first number is x, then the next number will be x plus 7. So the difference between those 2 numbers is 7. So one number is x, the other one is x plus 7. He says the difference between 2 positive numbers is 7, and the square of their sum. So first you have to add them, and then you have to take its square is 289. Find the 2 numbers. So I will suppose that the first number is x, the second number is x plus 7. He said that the square of their sum. So first of all, I will add them. In the bracket, I will write x, that's the first number, and x plus 7, that's the second number. And you know, their square, the sum of their squares, sorry, the square of their sum. First you have to add them, then you have to take the square. So it will become 2x plus 7 whole square equals 289. So when you open it, a square plus 2 into a into b plus b square. Square of the first term plus 2 into first term into second term plus square of the second term is equals to 289. It will become 4x square, 2x square plus 2 into 2x into 7 plus 7 square. So it will be 4x square plus 28x plus 49 equals to 289. To bring this 289 to the other side, so you will have 4x square plus 28x plus 49 minus 289 is equal to 0. So from these first two terms, 4 and x, 4 can be common. And so from all of them, the 4 can be common. Yeah. So I will take 4 common. So you will have x square plus 7x minus 60 equals to 0. So this 4 will go to the other side. It will divide. So that thing will become 0. So now you have x square plus 7x minus 60 equals to 0. So we will have x square minus 5x plus 12x minus 60 equals 0. So what I have done here, I have written the factors of the 60. So we write the factors of 60. The factor of 60 is 1 into 60, 2 into 30, 3 into 20, 4 into 15, 6 into 10, 5 into 12. With the third term, you have subtract sign, so I write as subtract. So I want that pair which by subtraction will give me 7, that's 5 and 12. Because you want positive 12, so the larger number will be given positive sign, the smaller number will be given the negative sign. So this is midterm breaking, so x square minus 5x plus 12x minus 60 equals 0. From the first two terms, x is common, so you will have x minus 5 in this bracket. And from the last two terms, 12 is common, so in the bracket you will have x minus 5. So from this and this, x minus 5 bracket is common. So from here you will have x, from here you will have plus 12. So now you can see there are two brackets multiplying with each other. And when you multiply these two brackets with each other and the product is 0, so either the first bracket is 0 or the second bracket is 0. So x minus 5 is equals to 0, so x will be 5. X plus 12 is equals to 0, so x plus 12 equals to 0, x equals to minus 12. So just neglect this. X equals to 5, so the first number is x, so it's 5. And the second number was x plus 7, so it will be 5 plus 7, that will be 12. So this is how you do this question. So this question is big. So the whole question is showing up on your screen. You can pause your video and you can take your time with this question. So this was exercise 5B, question number 4. And you can see the whole question. You see? You can pause the video and you can take your time and you can understand how this question is done. Okay, so we are going to the next question. The next question is question number 5. It says the difference between two numbers is 9 and the product of the numbers is 162. Product means to multiply. So if the first number is x, the next number can be x plus 9. Or if x is the larger number, then the other number will be x minus 9. But we are supposing that x is the smaller number, so the first number will be x, the second number will be x plus 9, so the difference between them is 9. It says that the difference between the two numbers is 9 and the product of the numbers is 162. Find the two numbers. So we will suppose that one number is x, the other number will be x plus 9. And they said that so the first number is x, the second number will be x plus 9. So their product means to multiply them. Okay, so we multiply them. So the answer is 162. So it will become x squared plus 9x equals to 162. So we will have x squared plus 9x minus 162 equals to 0. So we will write the factors of 162. So they are 1 into 162, 2 into 81, 3 into 54, 6 into 27, 9 into 18. With the third term, we have negative signs, so subtract. So I'm looking for that pair which by subtraction will give me positive 9. So 18 and 9, so you want positive 9. So I will write with the larger number, I will put the positive sign. With the smaller number, I will put the negative sign. So you will have x squared minus 9x plus 18x minus 162 equals to 0. So from the first two terms, you can see x is common. So you are left with the x minus 9 in the other bracket. And from the last two terms, 18 is common. So you are left with the x minus 9 with the other bracket. So now from this term and this term, x minus 9 is common. From here, you will have x, and from here, plus 18 in the other bracket. So because these two brackets, they are multiplying with each other and their answer is 0. So it means Either the first bracket is 0 or the second bracket is 0. So I will make both the brackets equals to 0. So x minus 9 is equals to 0, so x will be 9. X plus 18 is equals to 0, so x will be equals to minus 18. Because this is negative number, so I will neglect it. So the x value is 9. So it means the first number, which was we have supposed is x, that will be 9. The second number we supposed is x plus 9, so it will be 9 plus 9, and it will be 18. So this is how you do this question. So the whole question is showing up on your screen, and what you can do, you can pause the video and you can take your time to whatever time you need that's to understand this question. So we are done with the question number 5. So we are going to the next question. The question number 6 is the perimeter of a rectangular campsite is 64 meter and its area is 207 meter square. Find the length and the breadth of the campsite. So it's a rectangular shape. It's a rectangle, I mean, and its perimeter is 64 and its area is 207. Okay. So we have to find out this. Okay. So here we go. So we have supposed that there is a rectangle, and in this rectangle, the width, suppose that is x. The length, we don't know how much it is, but we know one good thing, that the perimeter of this rectangle is, it was given. So, sorry, the perimeter of that rectangle was given. So what we will do, okay. So perimeter was given, it was 64. So, the perimeter is 2 multiply length plus width. 2 bracket length plus width bracket close is equals to the perimeter. And the perimeter is 64. It is given to us. And so what we will do, we will take this 2 to the other side. So you will have length plus width equals to 64 divided by 2. So you will have length plus width equals to 32. So the width we have supposed is x. So length plus x is equal to 32. So the length will be 32 and minus. So the length will be 32 minus x. So it means that the width is x and the length is 32 minus x. Another information they gave us in the question is that the area of the rectangle is 207 meters square. The area of the rectangle is length multiplied width. So it will be in one bracket, we will have 32 minus x. And in the other bracket, we will have x. And we multiply them, and that is equals to 207. So when you multiply, you open that bracket, it will be 32x minus x square equals to 207. So you will have x square minus 32x plus 207 equals to 0. So we will write the pairs, the factors of the 207. They are 1 into 207, 3 into 69, and 9 into 23. With the third term, you have positive sign, so I will write here add. We are looking for that pair which by addition will give me minus 32. So 9 and 23 will give you 32 because we are adding. So in the addition, we always give the same signs. Either both of them are positive or both of them are negative. Because we want minus 32, so both of them will be given the negative sign. So you can see we have written that x square minus 32x plus 207 equals 0. So do the midterm breaking. So x square minus 9x minus 23x plus 207 equals to 0. So from the first two terms, you can see x is common. So in the bracket, you will have x minus 9. And from the last two terms, minus 23 is common. So you will have in the bracket x minus 9 equals 0. So from the first term and the second term, you can take x minus 9 common. So you will have in the second bracket, you will have x and minus 23. So now you have two brackets which are multiplying with each other and their product is 0. So either the first bracket is 0 or the second bracket is 0. So x minus 9 is equal to 0. So x will be equal to 9. And x minus 23 is equal to 0. So x will be equal to 23. So the length of this rectangle, because length is 32 minus x. So you can either use 9 or the x value 23. They both can be used. Suppose that the breadth, we have supposed that the breadth is x. So if the x value 9 is taken, so the breadth will be 9. The length will be 32 minus x, so 32 minus 9, and that will be 23. So if I use x as x 9 value 9, then the breadth will be 9 and the length will be 23. In the same way, you can use the value of the x as 23. You will get the same answers. Only what will happen, the breadth will be 23, and then the length will be 32 minus 23, and it will give you 9. Okay. So this is how you will find the length and the breadth of this this rectangular field. That was question number 6. And let me show you the whole question. So the whole question, you can understand that whole question is showing up on your screen. So you can pause the video. So question number 6 is showing up on your screen, and you can pause the video, okay, and watch this question. Pause the video and you have all the time you want. Okay, question number 7, a rectangular field 70 meter long and 50 meter wide is surrounded by a concrete path of uniform width. Given that the area of the path is 1024 meters square, find the width of the path. Okay. So basically, we are talking about this. So here we have a field which is 70 meter long and 50 meter wide. Around it, we have concrete path, and the width of the path, suppose, is x. On all the directions, it is x. The width of the path is x. So this outer length will become 70 plus x here plus x here, 70 plus 2x. And this width will be 50 plus, from here to here it's 50. And this is x, this is x. So the length of the outer boundary will be 70 plus 2x, and the width of the outer boundary will be 50 plus 2x. So the area of this path, width of the path, suppose, is x, and the area of the path is given 1024. You know, the area of the path will be the area of this full rectangle minus the area of this inner rectangle. The area of the outer rectangle will be 50 plus 2x in one bracket, multiply with the 70 plus 2x in the other bracket. And the area of the inner rectangle will be 70 multiply 50. So from them, from the outer triangle, if you subtract the inner triangle, you will be left with the area of the path. Okay. So multiply this, and this is the outer length and outer width minus the inner length and the inner width. Okay. So when this 70 will multiply with this bracket, then plus 2x will multiply with this bracket. So here you will have minus 3500 equals to 1024. So it will be 3500 plus 140x plus 100x plus 4x square minus 3500 equals to 1024. So it will be 4x square plus 240x minus 1024 equals to 0. So x is the 4 is common. So x square plus 60x minus 256 equals to 0. This 4 will go to the other side. It will divide with the 0 and it will become 0. So you will have x square plus 60x plus 256 equals to 0. So I will write the factors of the, when you multiply 1 with the 256, you get 256. So I will write the pairs, the factors of the 256. So they will be 1 into 256 and 2 into 128, 4 into 64, and 8 into 32, and 16 into 16. So with the third term, you have negative sign. So I will write here subtract. So I have to choose that pair which by subtraction will give me 60. So 64 and 4 is the right pair. So because you want positive 60 answer, so with a larger number, I will put positive sign, and with a smaller number, we'll put the negative sign. So I will do the midterm breaking here. You can see that. And, you know, so we will have x square and minus 4x plus 64x and minus 256 equals to 0. So from the first two terms, you can see that x is common. So take that x common. So in the bracket, you will have x minus 4. Then you will have plus 64 is common from the last two terms. So you will have x minus 4 inside the bracket. So from this term and from this term, x minus 4 bracket is common. So this x will come here in the second bracket, and this 64 will come in the second bracket, equals 0. So now you have two brackets which are multiplying with each other and their product is 0. So either the first bracket is 0 or the second bracket is 0. So I will make x minus 4 equals to 0. So x will be equals to 4. And x plus 64 is equals to 0. So x will be equals to minus 64. This negative number will be neglected. So the width, what is their question? They want us to find out the width of the path. You know, the width of the path was supposed, we suppose that is x. So whatever is the value of the x, whatever is the value of the x, that is the width of the path. And we will neglect the minus 64, so it will be plus 4. So this is how you will do this question. So let me reduce the size so you can see the whole question. So now the whole question is showing up on your screen. You can pause the video and you can take your time and understand. I hope I have tried my best to keep explain you the question. I hope you will like this. Okay, so we are going to the next question. The next question is question number 8. So okay, so we are on the question number 8, and it says the length of a side and the corresponding height of a triangle are x plus 3 and the height is 2x minus 5 centimeter respectively. Given that the area of the triangle is 20 centimeters square, find the value of the x. Okay, you know the area of the triangle is very simple. It is 1/2 into base into height. So here the base and the height, they are given. So I hope you can see this question. So the base is x plus 3 and the height is 2x minus 5. It's just the rough sketch, okay? So the area of the triangle is 1/2 into base into height. So 1/2 into bracket x plus 3 and again another bracket, and you will have 2x minus 5 in that bracket, and this equals to 20. Take this 2 to the other side. So it will multiply with the 20. So here this x will multiply with the second bracket, then plus 3 will multiply with the second bracket, and it will be equals to 20 and multiply 2 into 20. So you will have 2x square minus you will have 2x square minus 5x plus 6x minus 15 equals to 20. So you will have 2x square plus x minus 15 minus 40. 40 came to this side is equals to 0. So 2x square and plus x minus 55 is equals to 0. So we will multiply the extreme terms. 2x square will multiply with the 55. You get 110 x square. I just wrote here x square. So we write the pairs of the 110. So they are 1 into 110, 2 into 55, 5 into 22, 10 into 11. So with the third term, you have negative sign. So I write here subtract. So I'm looking for that pair which by subtraction will give me plus 1. So 10 and 11 is that pair because you want plus 1. So with the larger number, we will write the positive sign, and with the smaller number, we will write the negative sign. So you will have 2x squared minus 10x plus 11x minus 55 equals to 0. From the first two terms, you can see here 2x is common. From here, x is left. From here, minus 5 is left. From the last two terms, 11 is common, plus 11. So from here, you are left with the x. From here, you are left with the 5, minus 5. So now you can see this term and this term. Here we have x minus 5 bracket common. So from here, you will have 2x in the other second bracket. And from here, you will have plus 11 in the second bracket and equals to 0. So now these two brackets, you can see they are multiplying with each other and their product is 0. So either the first bracket is 0 or the second bracket is 0. So I will make the first bracket, which is x minus 5 equals to 0. So x will be 5. And then I will make 2x plus 11 equals to 0. So the 2x will be equals to minus 11. So x will be equals to minus 11 by 2. So because this is negative number, it's in fraction, we will neglect it. So the x value is 5. So that is the question which they asked us. They asked us to find out the value of the x. And my dear students, the question number 8 of the exercise 5B from the book D2 is showing up on your screen. You can pause the video and you can take your time with this question. Okay, so we are going to the next question. The next question is question number 9. He says a piece of wire 44 centimeter long is cut into two parts. Each part is bent to form a square. Given that the total area of the two squares is 65 centimeters square, find the perimeter of the each square. Okay, so here we go. The next question coming up on your screen, and here we go. So suppose that we have a wire which is 44 centimeter long, and I will cut it into two pieces. So one piece, its length is, total length is x. The other piece will be obviously 44 minus x. So a wire 44 centimeter was cut into two pieces. So now this piece is bent to form a square. So the total length is x when you made square. So the length of that square will be x by 4. The perimeter of this square is x. Now this piece of the length, piece of the wire is 44 minus x centimeter long. So you bend it to form a square. So you made 4 sides out of this length. So the each side will be 44 minus x divided by 4. The area of the perimeter of this square will be 44 minus x. Okay. The area 1, the area of this square will be L square. So the square of its side, and that will be x by 4 whole square. And the area of this square will be 44 minus x divided by 4 and the whole square. He says that the sum of the areas of these two squares is 65. So area 1 plus area 2 will be equals to 65. Okay, the area 1 is x squared by 16. Area 2 will be 44 minus x whole square divided by 16 equals 65. 4 square is 16. So I will take the LCM. So it will be x square, and this will be opened with the formula a minus b whole square, which is equals to a square minus 2ab plus b square, square of the first term, minus 2 into first term into second term, plus square of the second term. So the whole thing divided by 60 is 65. This 16 will go to the other side. It will multiply with the 65. So you will have x square plus 44 square is 1936 minus 88x plus x square equals to 65 multiplied 16. That will be 1040. So now you will have 2x square and minus 88x plus 1936 minus 1040. These numbers have gone to this side. So that's why their sign has changed. So 2x square minus 88x plus 896 equals 0. So from here you can see that the 2 can be taken common from all these 3 terms. So take the 2 common. So you are left with the x square minus 44x plus 448 inside that bracket. We have taken 2 common. This 2 will go to the other side. It will divide with the 0. And 0 divided by 2. So you will have 0. So you will have x square minus 44x plus 448 equals to 0. So multiply the extreme terms, you get 448. So write the pairs of the 448. I am going to do the midterm breaking. So that is 1 multiply 448, 2 multiply 224, 4 multiply 112, 7 multiply 64, 8 multiply 56, 14 multiply 32, and 16 multiply 28. With the third term, you have positive sign, so I will write here add. So I'm looking for that pair which by addition will give me 44. So that number, that pair is 16 and 28. When you add them, you get 44. So because you want minus 44, that's why. So with both of them, I will put the negative sign. Okay, so you will have a midterm breaking will be done here. X square minus 16x minus 28x plus 448 equals to 0. From the first two terms, you can see x is common. So in the bracket, you are left with the x minus 16. And from the last two terms, minus 28 is common. So in the bracket, you are left with the x minus 16. So from this term and this term, you can see the x minus 16 bracket is common. So from here, x will come in the second bracket. From here, minus 28 will come into the second bracket. So here you have two brackets which have been this expression has been factorized. Now you have two factors which are multiplying with each other, two brackets which are multiplying with each other, and their product is 0. So it's either the first bracket is 0 or the second bracket is 0. So we'll make them equal to 0. So we will have x minus 16 equals to 0. So x will be equal to 16. In the same way, we will have x minus 28 is equal to 0. So x will be equal to 28. So you can take either this value or that value. It does not make any difference. For example, I go with that value x equals to 16. So the perimeter number 1 of the first square, that was x. So it will be 16 centimeter. The perimeter of the second square was 44 minus x. So it will be 44 minus 16, and that will be 28. So the perimeter of the first square is 16, and the perimeter of the 28 of the second square will be 28. You can also do this calculation by taking the x value as 28. Then the perimeter 1 will be 28, and the perimeter 2 will be 44 minus 28, and that will be 16. So you can take this value, you can take this value. It's up to you. So this is how you do this question. So my dear students, the question number 9 is showing up on your screen. So, oh my God, it's become too small. So you see, just you can pause the video and you can take your time and have a look at this question. So this is how you will do this question. So that was the question number 9, my dear students. Now we are going to the next question. The next question coming up on your screen is question number 10. So he says, okay, so here we go. He says the figure shows an ancient coin which was once used in China. The coin is in the shape of a circle of radius 3 centimeter with a square of sides x centimeters removed from its center. The area of each face of the coin is 7 pi centimeter square. So the area of each face of the coin is 7 pi centimeter square. Form an equation in x and show that it reduces to 2 pi minus x square. And then he says solve the equation 2 pi minus x square equals 0. And then he says find the perimeter of the square. The length of the one side of the square is x. Okay, so very simple. It's a simple and straightforward question. So area of the circle, it's pi r square. So the radius of that circle is 3. So it will be pi 3 square. That will be 9 pi. The area of that square, which is to be cut from the center of the circle, its length is x. So it will be x into x, so x square. So from the area of the face of the coin, the area of the face of the coin will be area 1 minus area 2. From the area of the circle, subtract the area of that rectangle. So area 1 minus area 2, it is given, it is 7 pi. So area of the circle is 9 pi minus the area of the square is x square. That will be equal to 7 pi. So 9 pi minus 7 pi minus x square is equal to 0. So you are left with the 2 pi minus x square equals to 0. So x square will be equals to this, take this x square to this side. So x square will be equals to 2 pi. So x will be equals to the square root 2 pi. And when you enter this value 2 pi, you can write square root bracket start 2 pi bracket close equals to the x value will be 2.51. Then their question was, what is the perimeter of that square? The perimeter of that square will be 4x. So 4 into 2.51, and it will be 10.04, so approximately 10 centimeter is the perimeter of that square, which is in that So, my dear student, this is question number 10, which is the whole question is showing up on your screen, and you can pause the video and you can take your time with this question. Okay, so this is question number 11 coming up on your screen. He says, Amira walks at an average speed of x plus 1 kilometer per hour for x hours and cycle at an average speed of 2x plus 5 kilometer per hour for x minus 1 hours. She covers a total distance of 90 kilometers. Form an equation in x and show that it reduces to 3x squared plus 4x minus 95 equals to 0. Solve the equation 3x squared plus 4x minus 95 equals to 0 and find the time taken for her entire journey. Okay, so there are two situations. In one situation, she is cycling, and in the first situation, she is walking, and in the second situation, she is cycling. Okay, so when she walks, you know the distance traveled is equals to speed multiplied time, and the speed of when she's walking, her speed is x plus 1 kilometer per hour, and for x hours she walked. So multiply them, distance is equal to speed multiplied time, so distance 1 will be x square plus x kilometer. And in the second phase of her journey, she is cycling. Her speed is 2x plus 5, and she cycled for x minus 1 hour. So just multiply speed and time to get the distance traveled during the cycling. So that will be 2x into x minus 1 and plus 5 into x minus 1. So you will have 2x squared minus 2x plus 5x minus 5. So 2x squared plus 3x minus 5. The total distance traveled is 90 kilometers. So d1 plus d2, that will be equals to 90. So the d1 is x squared plus x, d2 is 2x squared plus 3x minus 5. So add these two, and that is equals to 90. Okay, so we have to show that this equation is formed. So let me go to the next page. So d1 plus d2 will be equals to 90. So you will have x squared plus x plus 2x squared plus 3x minus 5 is equals to 90. So we will have 3x squared plus 4x minus 5 minus 90 equals to 0. So 3x squared plus 4x minus 95 equals to 0. So that is that equation which they want us to form. So this is how you do this. Then we have to solve it. So the next part is solve it. It says solve the equation. Okay. So multiply the extreme terms. When you multiply 3 with the 95, you get 285. So write the pairs of the 285. They are 1 into 285, 3 into 95, 5 into 57, and 15 into 19. So with the third term, we have negative sign. So I'm looking for that pair which by subtraction will give me plus 4. So that is that pair is 15 and 19. So because you want plus 4, so with the larger number, I will put the positive sign, and with the smaller number, I will put the negative number. So you will have 3x squared minus 15x plus 19x minus 95 equals 0. From the first two terms, you can see the 3x is common. So in the bracket, you are left with the x and minus 1. And in the last two terms, plus 19 is common. So you are left with the x minus 5 in that bracket equals to 0. So from this term and this term, x minus 5 bracket is common. So you will have 3x from that side, from that position, and plus 19 from this position. So in your first bracket, you have x minus 5. In this second bracket, you have 3x plus 19. These two brackets are multiplying with each other, and their product is 0. So we will make both the brackets equals to 0. X minus 5 equals 0. So x will be 5. 3x plus 19 equals 0. So 3x will be equals to minus 19, and x will be minus 19 by 3. So that will be minus 6 whole 1 by 3. Okay. So then they want us to find the time taken for the entire journey. And the first portion, the time was x, and in the second portion, the time was x minus 1. So the total time taken will be x plus x minus 1. So the x value is 5, the x value is 5, so minus 1. It will be 10 minus 1, and it will be 9 hours. So the total time taken for the whole journey is 9 hours. So let me show you. This is question number 11, its first portion. You can pause the video and you can take your time. And this is the second portion. Okay. So this is how you do the question number 11. Okay, my dear students, next question. A hawk drops its prey from a certain height above the ground. The height h meters of the prey can be modeled by h is equals to 4 plus 11t minus 3t square, where t is the time in seconds after it is dropped by the hawk. At what height above the ground does the hawk drops its prey? So for this, you put the time equals to 0. This gives you the height when the prey was dropped. At what time will the prey fall onto the ground? For this purpose, you will make this height equal to 0 and find the value of the t. So this is how you will do this. Very simple strategy. So question number, exercise 5b, this is question number 12. And here we have. So h is equals to 4 plus 11t minus 3t square. So when at the start, when the time is 0, so that is the time when the prey was dropped. So its height can be found. When the time is 0, in the place of t equals 0, in this expression equation, put t equals to 0. So you will have h equals to 4 plus 11 into 0 minus 3 into 0 square. So you will have h equals to 4 meter. It means that the hawk dropped the prey from a height of 4 meter. Then the question is when it will hit the ground. So when it will hit the ground, the height of the prey will become 0. So h will be 0. So in that formula, in the place of the h, put 0. So you will have 0 plus 4 plus 11t minus 3t square. So take them to this side. So you will have 3t square minus 11t minus 4 equals to 0. Multiply the extreme terms, you get 12t square. So write the pairs of the 12. So they are 1 into 12, 2 into 6, 3 into 4. So with the third term, you have subtract negative sign. So you will write here subtract. So we are choosing that pair which by subtraction will give me minus 11. So with the larger number, I will put minus number, and with the smaller number, I will put plus 1. So you will have 3t square minus 12t plus 1t minus 4 equals to 0. So from the first two terms, you can see 3t is common. So in the bracket, you will have t minus 4. From the last two terms, plus 1 is common. So in the bracket, you will have t minus 4. From this term and this term, t minus 4 bracket is common. So from here, you will have 2t, and from here, you will have plus 1 in the second bracket. These two brackets, they are multiplying with each other and their product is 0. So I will make this first bracket 0. So t minus 4 equals 0, t equals to 4. Or I will make this second bracket equals to 0. So you will have 3t plus 1 equals to 0. So 3t will be equals to minus 1. So t will be equals to minus 1 by 3. So we will neglect this negative number. So t equals to 4. When the prey will hit the ground, the t will be 4 seconds. So my dear students, this is, let me show you the whole question. Okay, so this is question number 12. The whole question is showing up on your screen. I hope you have understood how this story sum is done. Okay. So we are on the question number 13. He says when x plus 1 whole square is divided by x minus 2, the quotient is 16 and the remainder is x minus 3. Find the values of the x. Okay, so x plus 1 is divided by with x minus 2. So you see, when we write this thing in the fraction, try to understand this. X plus 1 whole square divided by x minus 2. So the answer is 16. The quotient is 16 plus the remainder is x minus 3. You know, whenever we write this in the form of equation, we always, under the remainder, we always put the denominator here. The same denominator is written here. Okay. So you will have x plus 1 whole square divided by x minus 2. Bring this to this side. Minus x minus 2 divided by x minus 2 equals to 16. So their LCM will be x minus 2. So it will be x plus 1 whole square minus x minus 3 equals 16. So this x minus 2 will come to this side. It will multiply with the 16. So here you will have x plus 1 whole square minus x plus 3 divided by x minus 2 equals 16. So you will have, when you will open this whole square, you will have x square plus 2x plus 1 minus x plus 3 divided by x minus 2 equals 16. So this x minus 2 will go with the 16, multiply with the 16. You will have x square plus x and plus 4 equals to 16 into x minus 2. So you will have x square plus x plus 4 equals 16x minus 32. So bring them to this side. So you will have x square plus x minus 16x plus 4 plus 32 equals to 0. So you are left with x square minus 15x plus 36 equals to 0. So now we will write the multiplier extreme term. You get 36. We will write the pairs of the 36. So they are 1 into 36, 2 into 18, 3 into 12, 4 into 9, 6 into 6. So with the third term, you have positive sign. So I will write here add. I'm looking for that, which by addition will give me minus 15. So I will give both of them negative sign. So you will have x square minus 3x minus 12x plus 36 equals to 0. So we will have x minus 3 in one bracket, x minus 12 in the other bracket equals 0. So these two brackets, they are multiplying with each other and their answer is 0. So it means that either this bracket is 0 or this bracket is 0. So we will make x minus 3 equals 0. So x will be equals to 3. Then we will have x minus 12 equals 0. So x will be equals to 12. So there are two values. One is 3 and the other x value is 12. So this was the question which they asked. So that is the question number 13. So this is the first portion of the question number 13. And this is the second portion of that question. Okay, so we have the question number 14. The height y meters of an object projected directly upwards from the ground can be modeled by y equals to 17t minus 5t square, where t is the time in seconds after it leaves the ground. Find the height of the object 2.5 seconds after it leaves the ground. So in the time, in this equation, in the time t value, put 2.5 and you will get the y value. At what time will the object strike the ground? This y means the height, so make it 0. So you get the value of the t by the factorization. Then his question is 1.5 seconds after the object has been projected. A second object is also projected directly upwards from the ground. Given that the equations of the motion of the two objects are the same, what is the distance between the two objects? One 1 second after the second object has been projected. So the time for the object 1 will be 2.5 and the time for the second object will be 1 second. So y is equal to 17t minus the solutions are coming up on your screen. So y is equal to 17t minus 5t square. So at the time t 2.5 seconds, the y will be 17 into 2.5 minus 5 into 2.5 square. So it will be 11.2. Just enter these values on your calculator. You will get 11.25 meter. Then the question is when the height is 0, when it will return to the ground. So in that formula, make the y equals to 0. So the height is 0. So it will be 0 equals to 17t minus 5t square. So it will be 5t square minus 17t equals to 0. Take the t common. So in the bracket, you have 5t minus 17 equals 0. So either the t is 0 or this bracket is 0. So t is 0 and 5t minus 17 is equal to 0. So 5t will be equal to 17. And the t will be 17 divided by 5 and it will be 3 whole 2 by 5 seconds. So the height will be 0 at 2 moments and when the time is 0 and when the time is 3 whole 2 by 5 seconds. Okay. Now we are talking about two objects. That the first object whose height is y1 and it's 17t minus 5t square. And you projected it and after it's you have projected it and after 1.5 seconds of its projection, you projected the second object. And again after 1 second. So for the object 1, the time of flight has been 1.5 plus 1, 2.5 seconds. So put in this formula t 2.5 seconds in this formula, and your height of the first object will be 11.25 meter. The object 2, for the object 2, the equation for the height of the object is the same, but the time passed, the time of the flight of the object 2 is only 1 second. So for 1 second has passed after its projection. So for the y2, the second object's height, I will put t as 1 second. So 17 into 1 minus 5 into 1 square. So it will be 17 minus 5, so it will be 12 meter. So the height gained by the object number 1 is 11.25. The height gained by the second object is 12 meter. So the difference of the height will be y2 minus y1, and that will be 12 minus 11.25, and that will be 0.75 meter. So this is how you will do the question number 14. So this is the first portion of the question number 14 showing up on your screen. You can pause the video here. And this is the second portion of the question number 14. I hope you understand this question. Okay, so we are going to the next question. The next question is the question number 15. He says, the height h meters of a ball projected directly upwards from the ground can be modeled by h is equals to 56t minus 7t square, where t is the time in seconds after it leaves the ground. Find the height of the ball 3.5 seconds after it leaves the ground. So in the value of in the t, substitute t with 3.5, you get the h value. At what time will the ball strike the ground? Again, so in the place of h, put 0, and then solve this, find the t value. When will the ball be 49 meters above the ground? So make h equals to 49 and then solve it and find the value of the t. Briefly explain why there are two possible answers, because once it will be at a height of 49 when it's going upward, and then again when it's coming downward, it will come to the height of 49. Okay, so let me increase the size. So the h value in the question number 15, the height of the ball is 56t minus 7t square. So their question is, what will be the height when the time is 3.5 seconds? So it will be 56 into 3.5 minus 7 into 3.5 square. And the answer will be 110.25 meter. 110.25 meter. Very easy. Okay, so then their question is when it will come back to the ground. So make h equals to 0 in that formula. So h is equals to 0. So 0 equals to 56t minus 7t square. So it will be 7t square, and so we have taken the 7t square common. So you are left with the 8 minus t equals 0. So the 7t is equals to 0. So t will be equal to 0 by 7. T is equals to, yes, t is equals to 0. So 8 minus t equals to 0. So the minus t is equals to minus 8 and t is equals to 8. So it means when the time is 0, the height is 0. When the time is 8, the height is again 0. Okay, then their question is when the height will be 49, how much time has passed? So at what time will the height of that ball will be 49? So in that formula, in the place of h, put 49. And then we will bring them all the terms to this side. So you will have 7t square minus 56t plus 49 equals to 0. So we can take 7 common. So we will take 7 common from here. So in the bracket, you will have t square minus 8t plus 7 bracket close equals 0. So this t will go to the other side. It will divide with the 0. So you will have t square minus 8t plus 7 equals to 0. Now we will multiply the extreme terms. You will have 7t square. So its pairs are 1 into 7. With the third term, you have positive sign. So I'm looking for that pair, which by addition will give me minus 8. So give them minus 1, minus 1, minus 7. They both are given negative signs. So you will have t square minus 1t minus 7t plus 7 equals to 0 from the first two terms. The t is common. So in the bracket, you are left with the t minus 1. And in the last two terms, minus 7 is common. So in the bracket, you are left with the t minus 1. So from this and this term, t minus 1 bracket is common. So take it common. From here in the second bracket, you will have t. And from here, you will have minus 7 in the second bracket. So, sorry. So you will have these two brackets. They are multiplying with each other. And now you can see the answer is 0. So I will make the first bracket 0, and then I will make the second bracket 0 because their product is 0. So t minus 1 equals 0. So t is equals to 1, and t minus 7 equals to 0. So t equals to 7. So the height of this object will be 49 at two different occasions, when the time is 1 second and when the time is 7 seconds. So because you projected it upward, it will be at a height of 49 at two different times. Why? When it was going upward, it will pass the 89-meter height, and when it will be coming downward, it will again pass that height. Okay, so that's why it will be 2 times at this height. So my dear students, that was question number 15, and the exercise is completed. So my dear students, today we have completed in this video, in this single video, we have completed, because today the Zoom has not cut my call. So normally what is happening, the Zoom cuts my call after 40 minutes, I think. But today it has not cut my call. So I am able to continue and do this whole exercise in a single video. So in this video, we have completed the whole exercise 5B from the book D2. The name of the book is New Syllabus Mathematics 7th edition. This exercise was regarding, it was about the story sums, which involve quadratic equations. So I have tried my best to explain you the concepts and how those story sums are done. The main skill is to convert that statements into equation, and then to solve them is not that big deal. Actual skill is to convert the story of the question into a quadratic equation. So work on that. I hope that this video will help you. If you find this video interesting, please like this video, subscribe my channel, and if you think that this video can help other people around you, please share the link of this video onto your Facebook account and onto your Twitter accounts and onto your Instagram. This will be a great appreciation from your side for my work, for me, and for my YouTube channel. So keep praying for me. It's a great blessing for me that I am able to do this. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a good day. God bless you all.